How does BBA International Business work?
First 2 years, students study in Mumbai, and third year they go to London. Students from our course end up, taking up masters in other universities across the globe. So students sitting in India for the first 2 years take up assignments with the UK companies.
And what if they are not able to secure that 70%?
Hi everyone, I am very pleased to introduce you all to Professor Vaibhavi Darvi, a senior faculty member at NMIMS Center for International Studies. With a PhD in business management, Professor Darvi specializes in ESG disclosures, HR practices, and cross-cultural differences. She brings 14 years of work experiences in teaching administration, mentoring students in both undergraduate and postgraduate programs. Her dedication to international education and student development has significantly shaped the next generation of global leaders. So please join me in welcoming Professor Vaibhavi Darvi.
Thank you, Professor Dalvi, for joining us today for this particular session. And I hope this particular information, what you would provide us, would help the student and the parent community. Okay. So, my first question to you is how does BBA International Business works with NMIMS?
So BBA International is a dual degree program where NMIMS Center for International Studies has a collaboration with Kingston University, where a student is awarded dual degrees from both the universities. First 2 years, students study in Mumbai, and third year they go to London. The first 2 years, we provide a lot of handholding to students so that they can get comfortable with the academics at Kingston in the third year. Each year is a progression course. In the first year, they understand how businesses work, understand basic concepts of business. Second year, they start specializing in subjects, plus research-oriented outputs are seen. Third year, the student applies all these business concepts in projects. So there's an evolution pathway for a student who wants to go ahead to do an international program. Students from our course end up, taking up masters in other universities across the globe. So it's definitely a successful pathway, a story that we have been seeing and witnessing for the last 18 years.
Fantastic. That sounds great. Okay, out of curiosity, wanted to understand what exactly is the eligibility criteria if a student is looking at pursuing BBA for international business.
Students, after their 10 plus 2, are expected to appear the NPAT exam. Once they clear that, for eligibility, they need to have 60% marks in their 10 plus 2, plus minimum of 70% marks in their English paper. If they don't, then they have to appear for IELTS in the first 2 years of the degree to transit to the third year in London.
Okay, and what if they are not able to secure that 70% in IELTS?
So it's been historically seen. We have no student who has stayed back with this reason. All our students have either cleared the IELTS exam or they have a minimum of 70 marks in their English. So if in case they don't, then they will not be eligible for the third year. They'll be getting a diploma degree from the university.
Okay, all right. And has it happened in the past where a student have got a diploma degree?
Never. I've been here for last 5 years. Never, not a single. Because we've been encouraging them to complete. They have 2 attempts. So first year, level 4, they do it. If in case they're not in, they have a second attempt. And I don't think we have that kind of students who really have to give so many attempts. So we've never had that.
Fantastic. Wanted to understand, is the BBA International Business accredited to any organization or with any external body?
AACSB, the global body, accreditation body. Kingston University degree is recognized by it, and since it's a dual degree, it is applicable to both the universities.
Oh, that is fantastic. So when the student kind of completes the course, there would be a dual degree which will be provided.
Yes, from both the universities.
That is really great. Okay, so how have these graduate students applied their education to their careers?
As I said, there are many specializations that come to a student in the second year as well as in the third year. By the time they graduate, they have understood the nuances of applying what they have studied through the projects that they do. So we have a continuous evaluation system where a child has to go through assessments which are more application based. So they have to do life studies, they have to do research, They have to be meeting people, so conducting surveys. All of this becomes part of their curriculum. So by the time they graduate, and again the two cultures, you're dealing with different kinds of people across the globe. So you're understanding it from the personality perspective. Your horizons are more brighter. You need to see how cultures and people behave differently. So the experience helps them when they join the corporate. It's good for them to go ahead. There are a lot of opportunities for them to take up international projects also. So students sitting in India for the first 2 years take up assignments with the UK companies, as remote working is now internship opportunities. That's how they engage for their level 3. So when they go to the level 3 there, they can work for 20 hours while they are studying. So that is the add-on that a student starts connecting, building networks. So networking is a very important element of our course. So from the first year onwards, students starts engaging with the current L6 over there.
Fantastic. Now, this is something which a lot of parents and students kind of ask. What kind of reputation does the program have among the other, education institutes and, the organizations, the employers?
When students get placed, that means, and if the employer is coming back to us, so our third year students are not coming to India, they're in the UK. So most of them, if I can name a few, they work for Accenture. There is a student who works for NHS, which is a national health scheme at UK. There are students who are working for PE, which is an equity firm. So students have taken up roles and they are doing well. If we have an employer feedback system where employers have told good about our students, so we are proud of that. So always it's a good cause to students get a lot of opportunities to learn and try things hands-on. So I think that is our USP.
Fantastic. Can I hear one of the success stories? One such success stories which you can recollect.
So Vandana Dolvani is one of our alumni who's working with Accenture for the last 5 years. So she's moved to be a senior equity analyst with Accenture. We have another current 2-year-old batch student, Nerith Tirkmani, who is working with Deloitte as a senior risk analyst. We have Neil Fernandez. Yes, he's working in the UK for PE Equity Capital. So a lot of such stories. It's an 18-year-old course, so a lot of stories. Entrepreneurs, we have a lot of entrepreneurs as well. Students who've taken up their own business. Startups that were incubated in class during a lecture have gone up to become businesses for them. So students engage with their alumni a lot. So those opportunities are there. We have a lot of success stories.
That is very interesting. Okay, now when it comes to the BBA International Business is concerned, how flexible is the program in allowing the students to pursue their own individual, interest in terms of electives per se, or in terms of
Extracurriculars?
yes.
Our course has continuous evaluation, but that evaluation does not require a child to sit for hours and mug up something. Hence, they know how to do it through proper rubrics and assessment, through proper framework and kind of hand-holding. As I was mentioning to you, we do a lot of hand-holding because of the academic journey is very different. So they end up doing good in sports. We have students who are doing well in sports, art, all kinds of, along with their academics. We have clubs in our college, so they're highly active clubs. So there is a good balance between work and studies in our institute.
That's great. Now, with the BBA International Business with NMIMS, what kind of specialization can a student look at?
So in the second year, when a student reaches the level 5, they specialize in HRM, they specialize in project management, they specialize in marketing application. These are the 3 offerings that we give. We also have a very different subject called as culture and international business, where a student is made aware of how cultural differences influence business. So these kinds of subjects, which are not the regular ones, help you grow well. Plus, they are adding to your skill set because you're able to, you're aware, you're intellectual, we call it cultural IQ. your cultural quotient is high because you're able to study from different cultures. And specializations help them because they give you detail of how those processes work, how businesses work. In this level 6, when they go to London, they have 2 core subjects and they have 1 elective module where they can choose sustainability management, they can choose financial management. We have 8, in fact. Out of 8 specialization, you're supposed to choose 1. So it's a vast variety of finance, HR, operations, entrepreneurship, whatever specialization the student wants to choose. So there's a lot of variety that is offered to a student to select between different social sciences, which help them in their businesses.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Professor Darvi, for providing such information. I am sure this would help the students a lot.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Thank you.